Hey there, this will be the last daily upload, but I thought of this new video idea in which I talk about what makes a perfect Half-Life mod for me. And obviously, everything I'm about to say is completely subjective, and even then, mods outside of this RAM that I'm about to describe can be awesome. I have a ton of mods, like Underhell for example, one of my favorite Half-Life mods, is not what I usually love about Half-Life mods. So this is basically just, if you want to get into my heart with a Half-Life mod, do this and your chance increases, if that makes sense. So the reason I started getting into Half-Life mods was because I really love Half-Life. That's obviously a given, but more so I love the world of it, which is pretty much what I talk about in every single video on this channel. And the most important aspect of which is that the story, the one we're given for the main games, is not fleshed out. Not in the slightest even. It's perfect in what it does, it chooses the aspects it wants to explore, but truly only answers that. And also leaves open to questions, which is great, and I love the fact that they don't explore everything entirely. They give you a bunch of glimpses into stuff, but you never know everything. You're only told about it through context clues and stuff, or environmental storytelling. So what I really love about a Half-Life mod is when it takes some part of the game, or even indirectly takes one, and just gives you another view at the story through a new perspective. That's what I kind of like the most. Gonna give you a few examples. Like a very simple one, the one you most commonly see, is just the perspective of another rebel in City 17 during the Uprising. Mod that I could think about, I don't remember the name right now, what is it? Rebel Search. I believe that one is actually Gordon Freeman as the protagonist, but I kind of tend to ignore that and simply see it as another rebel perspective. It might be a rebel perspective, I'm not too sure exactly in this moment. You just get to see the Uprising from a new perspective, and I believe in a different city even. It's been too long for me to use this mod as an example. Say Entropy 0, Entropy 01. The mod is not that fleshed out either. It's good, but not that great of a mod as a whole. But it tells you a whole new story of City 10, which, given that we know that City 17 exists, surely must exist as well. And then you learn about this whole sub-story of Vortigons taking over stuff and everything. It's just, what I love most, I think, is that you can theoretically add so many mods into your personal canon, and then you have an explored world, basically. And still, even with every single mod out there, if you took as many into a singular canon as you can, there's still so much potential left as to stories you can tell in the universe. So that's one aspect that I love in Half-Life mods, when it tells a sub-story of the universe we know, and perhaps even expands into completely new concepts. It's also great. But I don't like it to go too ballsy in most cases. If you just want to play it safe, take like a character we've only seen once. There's another Half-Life mod actually, sorry, I'm kind of repeating myself now, but there's another Half-Life mod that I sadly don't remember the name of, but you play as the person that the woman at the start of Half-Life 2 talks about. The one that asked, "Are you the only ones on that train?" Her husband was stopped in City 14 or whatever. You play as that guy. I sadly don't remember the name. If anybody can tell me, I really love that mod, so yeah, if you know the name, let me know. Yeah, so that's one aspect. Tell a sub-story of the Half-Life story. Of course, but another important point to consider is, of course, gameplay, how much fun it is. And I love me a good balance of combat and puzzles. Mods can also choose to lean into one of the aspects more than the other, especially when it's puzzles. You know, research and development, that's a great mod that I haven't yet reviewed on my channel. But I guess I couldn't say too much about it. I might do it someday. But that mod consists solely of puzzles, basically. There's like, was there any combat? Any like direct combat? I don't think so. If anything, it was the player dodging shots or whatever. But yeah, my personal preference would be a good mix of both. One of the most important aspects in combat, I think, is giving the player a good chance, not making it too hard. But I guess it's kind of silly to say even. Don't make it too hard, don't make it too easy. But I don't have to say that. Yeah, so good gameplay is of course important. And of course, looks, which I think is the last aspect, maybe? No, wait, there's another one. But yeah, looks-wise, make it look as Half-Life 2 as possible. If you want to add a new spin to it, add your own flavor into the mix, that's good as well. I like those. I'm trying to think of one. Half-Life Echoes, maybe. That one looks basically almost entirely like Half-Life 1. Of course, this is now Half-Life 1 mods, not Half-Life 2 mods. But it adds its own flavor to it by having many different colored lights. It was a really colorful mod. Whenever I think of Echoes, I think of dark environments with bright glowing green, pink, red, blue lights, which it stuck in my head. So that was a good choice I made. Half-Life Echoes, of course, being one of the top 3, if not the best Half-Life 1 mod, in my opinion, and I think many would say so. I guess the last point would be custom content, and especially beta mixing, maybe. I love it when beta concepts are brought into a mod, say the Cremator, for example, or a Half-Life 1 enemy like the Hound Eye or Bull Squid are brought into Half-Life 2, something like that. Same goes for Half-Life 1. If you bring in the Kingpin and you do something good with it, I love seeing that. And it's kind of, it makes my nerd heart really happy to see old content brought back. And yeah, speaking of custom content, you can make a perfect mod with next to no custom content. Take a look at Entropy 0 Uprising, for example. When I'm trying to think of anything custom in there, I don't believe there's anything. Surely there's some scripting going on and stuff, and I think, did you have a custom weapon? I'm not too sure. But basically the entire game consisted of only Half-Life 2 base game textures, and it was it looked really nice and it was perfect. Entropy Zero Uprising is actually one of my favorite mods ever. Can't wait for the next part of it. Also, of course, music. I love it when mods have custom music. That's the only thing Entropy Zero Uprising has that's custom. Well, not the only thing, but that's a main point of it. It has a great soundtrack. I love it when mods have custom soundtracks, but it's not necessarily needed. It's a bonus. I can make do with a mod having no custom soundtrack, but if there's one, that's a big plus. And I think that covers everything. Perhaps story development, like if there's actually something going on outside of it being like a side story, of course, there needs to be actual content filling the story. Most mods don't have one, I feel. It's mostly just A to B, and at the end you see G-Man maybe, if that even. But if you can introduce custom... Oh, that's another big one. This is turning into like a podcast. This is just me rambling. I didn't, as you could tell, I didn't write down any script. Custom characters are great. If your mod has a custom character, I'm immediately in love with it, especially if it's voice acted and stuff. Holy shit, that's great. Yeah, custom characters, that's a big plus. But yeah, if you have something like a custom character that you actually get attached to and then worry if something's about to happen to them or not, that's a great way to tell a story as well. Like, if there's stakes at hand, basically, that's what I'm getting at. Even if you know that the Citadel is going to explode because of Gordon Freeman or whatever else, to have some kind of subplot going on, no matter what the stakes may be, maybe it's just your own life or the life of a friend or whatever, that's great to add as well. Which Entropy Zero Uprising had also. I say Entropy Zero Uprising has no custom content. They have tons of voice lines that are custom. I'm sorry, Entropy Zero Uprising, but I was mainly talking about like aesthetics and textures and stuff. I've rambled enough. Let me know what other videos you want to see on this channel, more topics. Go check out the main channel and its video there. It didn't get much attention. It's kind of catching up now. It's getting better though. So thank you guys. But yeah, go watch it if you haven't. And yeah, otherwise, thank you for watching.